Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to share the video. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine. If you missed it, we were live earlier for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap, which we had a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about. Shout out to our channel members. There was a members only live chat, but it's now back to subscribers only. Shout out to our subscribers. We appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to our King's Guards. Shout out to our people that watches in the bushes, but you're not subscribed, it's fine. Or you're subscribing, you're just watching the bushes. I get it. I understand. Today's live recap of Married to Medicine is brought to you by our friends over at Rose Forever. Rose Forever makes roses that will last you at least a year. As you know, we've collaborated with this company for multiple years at this particular point. I've had all kinds of assortments from them. They've never failed me. And if I had a boo, whoa. Whoa. If I had a boo, this is what he would be getting. But when we are 94 and I have my lavender wife, she will be getting, as long as Rose Forever is still around at 94, that's a lot of years being in business. If they're still around, who knows? These might survive until then. We've also gotten you a discount code of Kempire20 for $20 off. Valentine's Day, literally, it's around the corner. What are you waiting on? Why haven't you told your boo this is what you want? Or maybe you just want to buy a gift for yourself. 2025 is about self-care. What have you done for yourself? If you've been on the fence, go. This is worth the amount of money that you're going to pay for it. Go look at those prices. They have discounts going on as well. Imagine that you're going to pay this amount and still have these roses this time next year, possibly. Just saying, more information is available in the description. Let's get to Married to Medicine. Mama Ali, I don't think we need any timestamps. I think we're going to just dive on in to Married to Medicine. I have to say, I was all in. Did you enjoy the episode? Hear me out, though. I'm so glad that Phaedra won't be back next season. I mean, they never confirmed that. I think a lot of us assume that she won't be back next season because she's back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But the fact that she hired this man, I hate saying it, but I'm going to say it. She hired this man to be her date. And I'm so glad that the cast are saying it in their confessionals. They're like, she really brought this man that she just met on a couples trip because it doesn't make sense. But that's what Phaedra continues to do. Phaedra, why are you on reality television if you're not willing to show your life? And if you have no life, get off of reality television. It's like ridiculous at this point. And it's so funny watching and talking about what happened with Stacey on Real Housewives of Potomac and what's happened in the past. I blame production. I blame the network. I know. I know production and the network are like, why are we at... Because these reality TV stars will do anything for relevancy and to stay within this reality TV space. So this is why they self-produce. This is why they hire people. This is why they come up with all these antics. It's because it's... I also blame y'all.
What is this, honey?
Because we celebrate it. We laugh about it. We kiki about it. But no, I'm done with watching people pre-produce and when it's so obvious, the Brin of it all. Clearly, Phaedra paid this man to be her boo. And watching it, ooh, it's another TJ situation. Look, I didn't want to say it last week. I saw things and I was like, I was like, okay. But this week, he had a TJ shirt on too. Ooh. And this is not saying that all guys can't wear these shirts. What I'm saying, I'm noticing a pattern. I'm noticing a pattern with these two men. Ooh. Who came to the DC show? Y'all know when I say what I say here, I will say it to your face. I had Stacey right next to me, and I was like, listen to the mic. Ooh. And she couldn't say anything because she knows it's true. She paid that man. Phaedra paid Cheick to come on this show. And the thing is we know Phaedra. We've seen Phaedra in a relationship and married. We know how she is in a relationship. Phaedra trying to be open and transparent as if she really is into Cheick and as if Cheick is into her. I was like, girl, come on. We can see right through you right now. All right, I'm jumping all the way in. That's not how the episode started. The episode started where it ended, and that was them competing in the games. Fine. They were competing. I took my notes. Like, who won what? Okay, it's Dr. Simone. She had Dr. Mimi's husband, Steven, on their team. I like Dr. Mimi and Steven. They seem like a nice enough couple, but I can see why we didn't see a lot of them in the beginning of the season. They seem just normal. It's fine. I like a little bit of her commentary when they were doing the vibe check. She's like, where's the vibes? Where's the vibe check? I like that she's breaking down the psychology, the psychiatry of it all when it comes to this group. I appreciate that. I appreciate Black doctors. I appreciate smart people. I can appreciate that. But I don't know. It's just bring back Audra, please. I like Audra, and pay her what she wants. I know she hasn't been on. Look, they're not gonna pay her what she wants. You know, reality TV, Bravo, and she's a Black woman.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
I'm just speaking facts. Okay. I'm just speaking facts. Just saying. Anyways. All right. Ooh, Yolanda says, I blame Kenya Moore for bringing fake relationships to reality television. You sure that's where it started? Sorry. Okay. Anyways. All right. So they play the games. Look, for me, there were a couple of moments of those games that they were playing. First of all, Dr. G on the paddleboard, he was doing well, and then he turned over. At first, I was like, wow, is that Dr. G going? I was like, oh, he's about to win. Then he fell over on his way back, and then he couldn't get back up. Okay. Dr. Jackie and Phaedra, did they ever find them? They were off on their own. They weren't playing the game. They were taking a luxurious ride around the harbor there. Okay. Funny. All right. But Dr. Simone and Dr. Mimi's team won. Clearly because of Steven. Okay. He's a former athlete. Okay. All right. Can we move on from there? Okay. So Cheick arrives. So they're getting ready for dinner. Phaedra has her scene. Phaedra, new man, the man that she met at Sweet Tea's speed dating event, she invited him on this trip. If you know Phaedra does not want to give up her personal life. So we're supposed to believe in this second season of being on this show, a man she just met on the show through a dating event, she's invited to film with her. Are we supposed to believe that, producers? That Phaedra all of a sudden wants to be open and transparent about a new relationship. And when she talked about, she's like, I like Cheick. He's good company. I enjoy his company. Ooh. You do not like that man. And when he came in, I wish I could show y'all my full body. When he came in, talking to Phaedra, it's like, hey, how's everything going? Like, I was like, the evidence is hitting us in the face You know what I'm gonna say. The red pride flags are hitting. Look, TikTok, since y'all only get my side view. This Cheick came in like this. I said, Lord, he got a little more sass than I do. Yeah. Right, TikTok, he came in like this. Anyways, which is fine. I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing out what we all watched together. Okay. But I also don't believe that this is a real relationship at all. Even if any of that stuff wasn't there. My thing is, if you're gonna hire someone, why are they hiring people like TJ and Cheick? Yes, they're good looking, but they're not convincing. Okay. Sorry. Happy Monday. Okay. So Phaedra and Cheick, they have a little bit of a conversation. She's like, "Oh, can you help me put on my shoes?" So he helps her put on the shoes. Of course. Wouldn't you? Your stylist, of course, is going to help. Your good Judy is always going to help you. I mean, what? What'd you say? Who said that? Who said that? Oh! Okay. So the next scene, Heavenly has a conversation with Dr. Simone, and she says, I invited Apollo. And she's like, "You invited Apollo?" She's like, "Yeah, you got to keep it a secret." But she's like, "Wait, does Phaedra know?" And she's like, "Yeah, I told Phaedra already." So they flash back to when she saw Apollo and invite Apollo, but Apollo probably is not going to bring his wife. But the wife does end up showing up. Didn't we see that in one of the trailers? So Apollo's going to make it on the trip. And Dr. Heavenly is trying to be a producer too. Because she's like, I feel like they're a perfect example of how you can get divorced and get along. Girl, you're being messy. Okay? You're being very, very messy. That's exactly what you're doing. Because, again, I said this last week. I'm going to say it again this week. What is the point of bringing Apollo and Phaedra and their co-parenting? Quad does not have any kids. Oh, are they sharing custody of Sweet Tea? They don't need to get along. Okay? Oh, we're going to get to the Quad of it all. Quad has been foreshadowing this situation for weeks. We've been pointing it out, talking about it. She's been pouring the gas on King. She's been pouring the gas on King, just getting ready to light that match. Come on, you've noticed it, the little gaslighting that she's been doing with King. And he's just like, why would I care? Like, why would I say anything to him? She's been pouring the gas on the situation. But come to find out, Dr. G is a gaslighter himself. We'll get there. Anyways, so Heavenly updates Dr. Simone on that, and that Apollo will be coming on the trip. And she explains why she decided to invite him, whatever. So Dr. Contessa is getting ready, and they think that it is going to be a pool party. Only for them, when they arrive, they see the chairs, and you see Dr. Scott's reaction. Did anyone get not triggered? Trigger's not the right word. Your alerts went up when he was just like, uh-oh, it's going to be a group event. Did y'all really, Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott, did y'all really think that you guys were going to come back this season and that they were not going to try in some shape or form kind of pull you in and try to nip at your relationship, even as a friend of? But it seemed in their response to me was sort of like, I know they don't want to revisit their relationship stuff. But I was like, all right. It stood out to me. Okay. But, Dr. Contessa came down. She was ready for the pool. He's like, there's no hot tub, but there's a hot seat waiting for us to do some sort of game. Were they not going? They were supposed to sit there and eat. I guess, it's supposed to feel like a cookout. I'm like, we're not going to sit down at proper. Dr. Simone, you really can't host a trip. No. why are we not sitting at a proper table and having dinner? We can play a game later, or we can play a game at the dinner table, very much like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Why are we sitting in fold-out chairs?
Shut up! That is so stupid.
Why are we sitting in, first of all, they didn't even look comfortable, on fold-out chairs, playing a game?
What is this, honey?
I'm like, I mean, I hope the food, and we have to serve ourselves?
What is this, honey?
These are esteemed doctors. Well, some of them. These are mothers, fathers, okay? They came on this trip.
What is this, honey?
And I know, remember Dr. Simone said that she brought Heavenly in order to keep Heavenly in check. Okay? So Heavenly is also a part of this as well, but this is really Dr. Simone's trip. And I keep telling y'all, why y'all going to Dr. Simone for relationship advice? You saw that when she responded in regards to how many times a week they have sex? Cecil said 0. That's who you going to for relationship advice? They tried to write a book. The book never happened. They still can't talk about his ex-best friend. That's who y'all going to for relationship advice? And she can't even host a couples trip. We on fold-out chairs. We have to serve ourselves. We're doctors. We can't even take a real better trip than Key West. Key West keep getting it.
What is this, honey?
Look, walking. We gotta serve ourselves. Look, I am not prissy, but if I am a doctor, an esteemed doctor, and millionaires, I'm not serving myself. Okay, walking. What
is this, honey?
Like, and you know we can't see white chairs anymore for the love of that lake fight. If we see a white chair, we ready. we on ready. Okay, anyways. Okay. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the latest episode of Married to Medicine. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. If we reach a certain amount of likes, I will drop the call-in link for the general audience. However, we will be dropping the call-in link first for our channel members. Okay? Okay. I really enjoyed this week's episode because they're a mess, despite the Phaedra of it all. I don't like the fakery. I know she's always given us fakery. I just didn't love. I'm like watching this. I'm like, I was like, reality television has just become so pre-produced. Anyways, so Dr. Contessa comes down. So everyone starts reacting to Phaedra arriving with Cheick. And what I can appreciate about like Toya and Dr. Simone and Dr. Contessa in the confessionals, they're like, Dr. Simone's like, you didn't bring, what did she say? Wait, I wrote it down. Dr. Simone says that it's interesting that she would bring Cheick on this trip, a man that she barely knows. Heavenly says that Phaedra didn't even bring a man last season, but this season she wants to bring a man. I mean, look, I like the fact that they're calling a thing, and they're not just playing along as if this makes sense. Just saying. So they reacted to them arriving, and Phaedra introduces them to them. He's like, "Oh, we met during the speed dating event," and Sweet Tea's like, she's like, "I did that. She did, though. According to my sources, she really did bring the men to this event. I'm not sure if Cheick was a part of that, but from what I've heard, she really did enlist these men. She got the help of some of a matchmaker as well. Okay. When in Rome, when you come in here with this damn picture, I know it's not Ashley, but every time you come in here with this damn picture of Ashley from Love Is Blind, I'm like, what's she doing in here? Probably looking for a man. She getting a divorce. Oh.
Whoa.
All right. Back to this. All right. Let's get into this. So everyone's reacting to Cheick. At first, when they were setting up the game, Heavenly was just like, I guess Phaedra's gonna have to play with herself. She's used to that. Oh my God. But no, Phaedra brings Cheick. But honestly, Cheick and Phaedra can't play this game. This is for established couples with kids and having sex. They're not doing any of that stuff, which is perfect for Phaedra because now she doesn't have to say anything. She doesn't have to get involved. Hold on, let me turn my notifications off. I forgot. She doesn't have to say anything here. She can just play along and just be there. All right. Ooh, Leah says that Phaedra is Sweet Tea's matchmaking man plug. Okay. So anyway, so they all sit down to play this game called Vibe Check. So the first question that Heavenly asked the couple, first of all, did you guys notice that Heavenly was getting Dr. Damon Daddy ready for the game? Almost like, this is what we gonna do, Daddy. Like sort of like warning him and just kind of like getting him prepped for the game. All right. So the first question for the Vibe Check game, I didn't mind the Vibe Check game. I usually like Married to Medicine's games because it involves the couples and them talking about their relationships. Sidebar, I have to say, I know there was a moment, if you rewind time, because I know you're all gonna be like, Kempire, you said this about Toya back in da 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 da. But no, I have to say, after watching Toya and Eugene's relationship and how they parent, and I'm like, I see why it works. Like, she's very different than he is, but they actually, like, they look like they have a good time with each other. They look like they have good fun and banter with each other. I mean, I still was worried for him back then, you know, with the whole house of it all. Hashtag free you, Dr. Eugene. But no, Toya's bringing in her own money. She spent her own money on her Birkin. Didn't allegedly donate to the cause. She said she has receipts. She's going to bring it to the reunion. Look, see, I'm fair. Okay. But that's what Heavenly said on her channel. All right. Oh, so look, Shawnette. Thank you, Shawnette. So people don't think I'm bought and paid. Shawnette says, Kempire, I tried Melissa Gorga's cookies and they really are great. They came fast and was really fresh. I think, look, when you start a business, it's especially with food, it's hard because I don't think they were ready for the demand. I think now they're ready for the demand. She sent me some Valentine's Day cookies, Melissa Gorga. Delicious. I mean, did I order? I don't need to order anymore. I ate 12 in like less than 48 hours. See, look, Jen's asking, Kempire, did you get your sprinkle cookies? I've had 2 boxes of sprinkle cookies. The one that I bought, and then they sent me a Valentine's Day one. Thank you, Melissa. But I'm not going to order anymore because I'm trying to look. I'm not taking no what's that thing called again? Wegovy or Monjaro or Ozempic. I got a sweatshirt on. I'm like, look, I'm trying to I just went right in between watching Married to Medicine and our Potomac recap and this recap. I went down and did 30 minutes on the trip, 33 minutes on the trip. I'm trying to get my 10K steps in. I digressed. All right. Oh, look, Elizabeth, everyone says this. Elizabeth says, Heavenly speaks about everyone's relationship but hers. Here's the thing, though. I know a lot of people say that. Do I think anything's really wrong in Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon Daddy's relationship? Not everyone's relationship is a mess. And I don't really sense that there's something going on. I don't sense very much like when we look at Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa's relationship, that something deeper is going on, or even Dr. G and Sweet Tea. Like, I don't get like there's something bad going on in Dr. Damon's relationship with Heavenly. I know she likes to paint the picture like they're perfect. I'm sure they're not perfect, but I get a lot of love in that house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't sense like, oh, something's off. Like he can't stand her. I don't sense that. Anyone else? I know people always say that about how Heavenly doesn't really talk about her relationship, but I don't really sense. I don't sense like something's going on, like going down. Like even when Dr. Contessa said that he got some mixed babies running around in those Atlanta streets, I was like, I didn't believe that. Okay, but anything's possible. I don't put it. Look. I don't put anything past anybody. See, now Dr. Damon Daddy's mad at me. He'll be strong. Okay. He doesn't even watch YouTube. Heavenly does. Hey, Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, I'm sorry. All right. So, okay, let's check out their responses. So one of the questions was how many dates before they had sex? Of course, Phaedra can't answer this because she just met Cheick, and Sheick's not interested. Ooh. Um, Contessa says, I guess because they had a long distance relationship for a very long time, so they would see each other. They would see each other like every other year. I don't believe he meant that literally, but maybe he did. So he said it took a quite a long time before they actually secured the deal. Okay, Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory say that I think Dr. Gregory put down 30 dates and she put down like 60 dates. So it took them a long time before they slept with each other. How long? Okay, here we go. Talking about y'all business because we talked about this before. If you're not new here, we were talking about y'all virginity. For those that are married or in a relationship or your past relationship, I want to know. I'm nosy. I want to know, and we can talk about this when we do our next dating live. How many dates did it take before you slept with your husband, girlfriend, wife? I want to know. To the husbands that are listening, weigh in. Look, I want to know in your past relationships. Nishi on my TikTok says 2 dates. It's for the gay men, don't respond because we already know. To the gay men, okay? Don't say anything. We listen and we don't judge, okay? Elizabeth says 30 to 60 is not long, Kempire. 30 to 60 dates? Unless you're seeing each other every single day. Remember, 30 to 60 dates, they were long distance, Dr. Gregory and Sweet Tea. Archie says first date. You know what? Aaliyah says before the first date. Excuse me? 30 to 60 dates? Lexi says 3 months. And how often are you seeing that person? I think in the beginning, aren't you really like seeing that person maybe like once or twice a week, if that? Okay, Doreen says 2 days. Y'all are slutty.
Is this, honey?
Y'all are slutty. Look, the sluts are coming out. Okay. A lot of people are saying 2 dates. 2 dates till you have 2 dates before you sleep with the person. Look, some people say you got to test drive it before. Why continue if it's not going to work out? Right? Let me see what Mama Allie says. Mama Allie says, my first husband and I waited until we got married. So month. My current husband was 2 dates, same day. Well, you're grown. Okay. You've been married before. 2 dates, y'all? I'm thinking a lot of 2 and 3s. But then again, when you're thinking about this, okay, 2 dates, depending on the circumstance, 2 or 3 dates, but you're talking all the time, you're getting to know each other. Dates, because remember, that was also a discrepancy between, I think it was Toya and Dr. Eugene, because they were hanging out all the time. He didn't consider all of those times that they hung out dates. So a lot of times, even though you're not going out on dates, you're talking to them all the time. Angel says, Kemp, we listen but we don't judge. No, we're judging right now. That's for the dating show. Right now, we judge. This is the Married to Medicine recap. We judging. No, I'm joking, y'all. For those that think that I'm really not judging. But I do find it to be interesting. Oh, wait, Cameron says, 1 year with my husband, but because of long distance, now once a day, multiple times on the weekends, been married for almost 19 years. Wait, hold on.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
What? Oh my God, I'm standing like Cheick. Good for you, Cameron. That's my other question. We're going to get to that because that is another question that's asked. How many times a day do these folks have relations? Okay. So in regards to Jackie said that 900, I guess, because, so remember Dr. Heavenly alluded that Dr. Jackie was joking that she lost her virginity when she got married to Curtis, but now she's still saying it and saying it's serious. So was she like 39 when she lost her virginity? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Curtis said 1 million dates before they had, but he had a kid before her, so he wasn't a virgin. Okay. Quad and King cheated. because they were whispering to each other. 30 dates. 30 dates? I mean, I think that's possible, but who really even keeps track of that? Do people really keep track of it? Like, and how many is 30 dates? Even if you date each other twice a week, I mean, I guess that seems sufficient. Like 3 months? That's not the twice a week numbers that I was doing, but I'm just like 30 dates. Okay. I don't know if I believe that though. Okay. I don't know if I believe anything Quad said in this thing. All right, parenting style. They talk about each other's parenting style, and this is where Quad reveals. 'Cause Quad is a lit. I don't know if people noticed it, but as the night goes on, you see how lit she is. She had a lot of drinks. They don't have kids together, obviously, but King has a daughter, so she talks about loving the way that he parents the daughter. She's like, seeing how he parents makes me want to bust it wide open. Mind you, the last years of Quad's marriage to Dr. Gregory, they weren't sleeping with each other, and she didn't want to have kids with him. I look. Can we talk? I don't think it was the fact that Quad didn't want to have kids. When you see Quad around kids, when she was around her niece, nephew, she's definitely motherly. She just didn't want to have kids with him. Can you blame her? First of all, it was a toxic relationship. Why would you want to bring a kid into that environment? But it's also Dr. Gregory. Yeah, Mia Price says 3 years and no sex. There's no way. I would have been already filed for divorce. 3 years and no sex? Why are we still together? Well, no sex with each other, because remember, he cheated on her. Okay. But Quad says she's ready to bust it wide open. Mind you, right behind her is Dr. Gregory and Sweet Tea. Bust it wide open. Based off of this episode, I thought that Dr. Gregory really was not over Quad, but I really felt like he had moved on. But based off this episode, oh no. Oh, I think he might still be in love. And I see Sweet Tea's going around doing interviews saying that I think Quad's jealous of me, and she misses what she used to have with Dr. Gregory. No, she don't. No, she don't. Even after watching this episode, at first I was sort of like, oh, well, maybe Quad. No, I think Quad is producing. Quad knows that she needs this as a storyline. This is a part of her storyline. He's there. Quad is doing everything that she needs to do this season to secure her spot. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. And I know I just said I don't like pre-production, but the way she's pre-producing is actually convincing. I don't think Quad wants to be with Dr. Gregory. I think Quad maybe is not 100% healed from that relationship, but I don't think she wants him, but he definitely wants her. He still wants her. It almost gives Martell and Melody, because Quad really has been able to kind of move on with her life and elevate. No matter how you might feel about her, it's not like she's doing worse than she was when she was with him. She still remained on the show. She still has opportunities. She's bought her own home. Like, she's doing okay. So I'm sure he kind of looks like she went on and did well without me, because he probably felt like she needed me when we first started the show, and now she doesn't need you. Okay. Hold on. I saw a comment that I wanted to read. Now I can't find it. Where did it go? Oh, Teresa says, Quad and Dr. G have unfinished, unresolved business. I think that's what it is. But please understand, and you probably have this with your exes, where you feel like you have unfinished business, things that were left unsaid, write it in a journal and burn it. But they're on a reality show together. But write it in a journal and burn it. Hey, Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice has been a member for 32 months. She says, come on, people. 3 months is 90 days. You don't build sex around the relationship first because you are blinded by it. Okay, Miss Bernice. Don't let it. You call it, I'm going to be asking you some questions. All right. Back to this, in regards to their relationship. So Quad says that she's ready to have kids. She's ready to bust it wide open, something that he always wanted with Quad. So he's sitting here listening, and I appreciate, like, Toy and them are like, They're like, oh my gosh, this is, you could see the smoke and literally you see a fire behind. At first I thought production put that in, but no, there was really a fire behind Dr. G. So, all right. So they talked about the parenting styles, and then they talk about how much sex do you have per week. Okay, I'm just gonna skip around for a second. Toya and Dr. Eugene, 1 time a week. That's not bad. Busy doctor, busy mom. I mean, 1 time a week, I don't think is that. And you have kids, grown kids, walking around the house. 1 time a week, I think is okay. Would I want that for myself? No. I'm thinking more like once I find my boo. Look.
What is this, honey?
I'm like, I'm just saying, 1 time a week. I mean, on a busy week, y'all lucky if I had a boo right now, that I didn't get some in between that I didn't get some in between Real Housewives of Potomac recap and this one. Come back like this. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel.
What is this, honey? Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
I don't even smoke. I come back, if y'all see me coming real relaxed, like, woo! Ooh. And then right after this recap, then have dinner. And then maybe a little bit later on, well, okay, that's a whole other conversation. Goodbye. Right? Come on. If you think this is bad, come to the Kempire After Dark live experience Friday, February 21st here in New York City at the Green Room 42. And if you haven't gotten your live stream tickets, get your live stream tickets today. More information is available in the description. Lee says, oh, now we have questions for you. Come to the New York. Lee, you're in New York, right? You better come to the New York City show. Missy says Kempire After Dark is live. Anyways, can y'all focus? Stop. Okay. So Toya says 1 time a week. Is that enough? How many, for those that are in relationships or were in relationships, how many times a week were you getting intimate? Okay. All right. So Toya says 1 time a week. You guys are going to Dr. Simone for relationship advice? Her and Cecil are not having sex. He said 0. 0? I understand as you get older, as you get busier, you're not able to have sex every single day. Understandable. But you're not having, a week could go by and you haven't, and look, it's not even just about sex. It's also about foreplay, intimacy, and things like that. And maybe they have a lot of that. Lee says, yes, I'm in New York. Best believe I'm coming. Yes, Lee. Okay. All right. Well, wait a second. Kiana says 1 to 2 times a week. Lala says 2 to 3 times a week. Jesse says 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not on, if I'm not on my, see, that's the other thing about, women and there are things that you got to work with. I ain't got to work with that. So just saying. All right. B says between 2 and 4 times a week. Oh, y'all have a healthy sex life. DJ says, Kempire, will we be able to comment on the live stream? I need to ask. I'm not sure. Foxy, you did Foxy and Mama Ali, you guys did the live stream last time for the New York City show. Were you able to do, was there like a chat room? I don't remember. I don't know. Because that would be cool, but also it could change this time around. I need to ask them. Okay. All right. So a lot of you, Bab says once a day. I'm sorry. That's what I'm talking about, Bab. But I also understand people are busy. You can't have sex every single day. Okay. Woo! Miss Carolina says 4 to 5 times a week. Y'all are having the sex. Celine says, when I was married, 2 to 3 times a week. That's not bad. Foxy said there was no chat room. Sorry. But I will be talking to the live stream like this. Like live stream. Okay. Oh, Danielle, you did. I can't even read this. Y'all can read the screen. For those that are listening to the podcast version, this is where you gotta watch the visual version. She said, "There's no way that I'm laying with a man, my man, every night, and I'm not jumping on him and getting that morning rib." This is for Kempire After Dark. Okay. All right. Let me continue to what the Married to Medicine cast said. So Simone said 0 times. Jackie said 0. Well, no, Jackie didn't say 0. What did Jackie say? 1 time a week. And Curtis said 0. Yeah, he too busy getting it from somebody else and the Dion. Oh, we weren't supposed to say that? Okay, fine. She ended up hit him with the thing. I was like, I don't believe that they're having sex. Because why would your husband put down 0? If you were really having it 1 time a week, why would he put down 0? What do you believe? SJ says that scene was great though. I mean, I loved this game. Okay. So Jackie, 0 or 1 time a week. They're not having it. Rhonda said that's why Curtis cheated. Well, that's no excuse. They need to break up if that's the situation or have an open situation. Quad says 15 times a week. And everyone was like, Dr. Contestant, she was like, we're not talking about, multiple orgasms. She was like, no, it's like 15. She says like on a, on a low week. So she's saying that they could possibly have more. Sweet Tea was just like, somebody lying. See, and this is why you get it, Sweet Tea, because you didn't have to add commentary to that. Because you know the sensitivity of the situation. Why even provide any commentary? I'm not saying that she can't, but it's a sensitive situation, your situation with Quad. I would not say anything. I'd be like, I would say it to him later on, like, she lying. But I'm not going to say it in this group setting. So, of course, Quad is just like, no. No.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
She's like, no. Do I believe that with Quad? Here's the thing. I want to believe that Quad and King is a real relationship, but I kind of look at them with the squinty eyes like, I'm not sure. Because like I said before, I feel like Quad is doing everything that she needs to do to secure her position on the show. Be friends with these folks, stay in contact with these folks when they're not filming, getting into the drama, having a man for the show. I mean, I really wish love for Quad, but I'm still kind of looking at the situation like, is this real? Okay. But Quad was also drunk, so I don't know if I believe 15 times a week. They are a new couple. I wouldn't be shocked. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, unless you are really having it only once or twice a week, or 2 times or 3 times a week, if you're having it that much, would you really even know the count? Right? Would you even know how much you were if you were having it at that level? Because my only answer would be like, oh, we do it every day. Sometimes multiple times a day. I would not have a number. Zelene says, doesn't King work? Exactly. That part. Okay. Kalam says, 15 times is just 3 times 5 days or 2 times 7 days. So it's possible, but a lot. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I just feel like if you're having it that much, do you even keep count? But okay. So that leads to a larger discussion amongst the group. All right. And then Quad, because she's tipsy, she's drunk. She's like, yeah, we need to have a baby lunch. Y'all need to have more sex because they're having Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory are having sex 2 times a week. It's like, we need a baby lunch for y'all need to have some more sex. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna throw you a baby shower. She's drunk. I'm gonna throw you a baby shower. Dr. Gregory's like, you busy having sex 15 times a week. When will you have time to throw a baby shower? Okay. Then they start talking about your partner's most annoying feature. King says that Quad is always falling asleep. Okay. And then they lead to the whole conversation. You're putting her to sleep with all that sex. All right. And Toya in her confessional points out how uncomfortable Dr. G is in regards to seeing Quad and the relationship that she has with King. And she also made commentary before about how Steven and King are probably the only ones that should have their shirts buttoned open because they have nice bodies. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but Toya points out how uncomfortable Dr. G is. I mean, look, we also have to remember we're watching an edited show, but based on what we saw, he did look uncomfortable in regards to this conversation. But understandably, this is his ex-wife. We have never been put in this type of position, okay, where we're seeing something like this on reality television or in real life, where you're hanging out with your ex like this. It happens, but this is not the norm, especially when you had a toxic relationship and you're being forced to film. Not forced, but you get what I'm saying. So Quad says that it turns into a whole other thing. It starts getting heated, okay? Because Dr. Gregory provides some commentary that I found to be disrespectful because although Quad was being weird and cringe by talking about hosting their baby shower and them having more sex and then her talking about her sex life in front of him, she wasn't being nasty yet. I feel like Dr. Gregory started to be a little nasty. All right. So Quad says that she chose to end her marriage with Dr. Gregory. So Sweet Tea's just like, no, he wanted to end the marriage. And then Gregory was sort of like, Dr. Gregory was sort of like, well, I fought for my marriage because I believe in marriage. All right. But Quad says that she supports his new marriage. She has no problem with it. She says she supports it. So this is where Dr. Gregory lost me. And I'm surprised King didn't jump up and defend Quad in that moment. He says he doesn't care what Quad thinks. So for me, again, we're watching an edited show. It's important. There could be context that's left out completely. But Quad looks, although she was making cringy comments, she wasn't being nasty yet to him. And honestly, after he says that he doesn't care what she thinks, it was like, uh-oh. And then he says that Quad has a big effing mouth. He said that to her. I was surprised King didn't get up then and say something. And mind you, he wasn't drinking. Quad was. So Sweet Tea, so as he's saying these things to Quad, and Quad is like, what? Okay. And then Sweet Tea tries to defend herself because Quad is like this, you wish you could be me. You wish you could be me. All right. Sweet Tea tries to chime in, and I am so uncomfortable with how Dr. Gregory was trying to shut Sweet Tea down in that moment. If anything, you should let your wife argue this fight instead of a man arguing with a woman. But he could have diffused the situation in a different way. The way that he spoke to Sweet Tea was weird, cringy, but a reminder as to what went on in his relationship with Quad. I did not like the way he spoke to Quad, and I also didn't like the way that he was speaking to Sweet Tea. And Quad was like, my man would never speak to me like that. Okay? So it gets very heated very quickly. So they separate, and Quad is talking about it. She's ranting and she's raving. She's talking to Dr. Mimi, and Dr. Mimi gives us her psychiatrist view on things and what Quad is spilling. She also says Quad needs to get some water because she's been drinking. So she goes on this rant, and she's just like, I'm no longer Mrs. Lunsford. I traded Mrs. Lunsford in for Mrs. King. Oh, she's always dramatic, so you can imagine drunk. Okay, you can imagine her being drunk. Okay, so she's going off on her rant. Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory leave. They're talking at the elevator, and Dr. Gregory's just like, I don't want you fighting with her. I don't want you engaging with her. Here's Quad says that he's a gaslighter. He's gaslighting Sweet Tea. And she knows it. She says in her confession, she's like, how are you telling me not to do something that you're doing? You're sitting there arguing with your ex in front of me. How am I supposed to feel? And if I try to say something, you're telling me to shut up? That's gaslighting. So he's like, I don't want any more drama. I don't need this. I don't need this negativity. You started this. You elevated this into a fight. Quad was being cringy, but you made this into something that was a fight and an argument. When you could have just been like, whatever, I'm not gonna say anything. You turned this, you told Quad to shut her mother effing mouth up. Okay? So she goes, he's going off on Sweet Tea, and Sweet Tea's just like, I don't understand why you're mad at me. And he's like, I need to go take a walk. And she's like, what is happening? You're being gaslit, Sweet Tea. He's doing what he did to Quad to you. Mind you, we have 2 psychiatrists on this show. And one of the psychiatrists seems like a psychiatrist and the other one doesn't. And it never has given psychiatry energy since we've met him on the show. We've met Dr. Mimi for a couple of episodes, and I understand that she is an actual psychiatrist. I probably would go to her. I mean, look, she's in Atlanta. But I'm just saying, like, I would go to her before I would go to Dr. G. Because as someone that should be able to navigate conversations like this, and I get it's your ex and you're human, however, you're no longer with this person. You should be able to navigate these conversations as a mature adult. If anything, you should be able to moderate a game like this. But Dr. Mimi seems to be able to handle this a whole lot better than you are. Instead, we're seeing you gaslight this woman. And you see the power dynamics. This is the whole issue with the huge age gaps that you see. He's treating Sweet Tea like she's a little girl, but she's a grown woman. She's 30-something years old. Hey, okay, DGF. DG says, as a sober therapist, Dr. G was wrong, and he escalated it with Tipsy Quad, then emotionally and psychologically abused Letitia. I love how DGF just summed it up. Everything that I was trying to get at here, she just summed it up. As a sober therapist, Dr. G was wrong, and he escalated it with Tipsy Quad, and then emotionally and psychologically abused Letitia. And he's a therapist. He's a psychiatrist. Angie says that Quad is disrespectful. She is. I'm not going to deny that. And she was cringy with what she was saying, but she wasn't being nasty in that moment. I don't think it warranted Dr. G's response, especially as a therapist. You should be able to navigate. It makes me wonder how he is with his patients. If you're not able to realize that first of all, you're arguing with someone that's not sober right now, and you escalated the situation. Private person says, I really felt bad for Letitia. I do too. Because she's trying to defend herself and speak, and he's disrespecting her in front of all these people and treating her like a child. Zelene says I would have left his A. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey, Dolika? Dolika says, hey, Kempire, have you calmed down from Stacy? OMG, that was funny. Watched twice. What thing? What from Stacy? I don't remember. What did I do? I forgot. I was tipsy. I was lit. Anyways, let me say thank you because we had quite a few super chats. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We are live for our Married to Medicine recap. ER says, I'm homesick and spending a super chat just so that I can hear you make the TJ sound. I need the laugh. First of all, feel better. ER, thank you so much for the super chat. Feel better. Okay, y'all are hilarious. Marquell, thank you so much for the super chat. Marquell says, I don't understand why everybody was catering Dr. G's feelings about Quad and King being there, but didn't extend that to Quad in regards to T and Dr. G. Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know why they were doing that. You know how this group is, though. I don't know. I have no. That's a question for them, but it's a good point that you bring up. It did feel like they were catering to his feelings versus Quad. But maybe because Quad started being cringy from the beginning. I don't think she started the fight, but she was definitely engaging in conversation that was like, Okay. Rasani, thank you so much for the super chat. Rasani says, "See, Meredith was defending the sluts of America." Mm-mm. Wait a second. Where's my Meredith stuff? Hold on. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Where is that? Oh, wait. Thank you for the super chat, Rasani. Fortune, thank you for the super chat. Fortune says 10 years celibacy. Well, 2025 might change. 10 years celibacy, and you decided it might change this year. Did you find a boo? Please share. I want to know more. 10 years of celibacy. I would like to know. I would like to hear your thoughts and benefits from being celibate for the last 10 years. Because I saw recently celebrities talk about it, but I want to hear real people talk about celibacy. Maybe that's a question for those that are celibate. This Friday, we're going to try and do another relationship live, dating live here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications, because I'm kind of interested to see people that are celibate, why they became celibate, and what benefits they felt like they got from it. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Esquire says, when you date a person who has kids, you get a very clear picture of what kind of parent they will be. While the co-parenting impacts things, your children won't be any better treated. Okay. Okay. Ali, thank you so much for the super chat. Ali says, Quad's lying. Isn't her nephew living with her? Not anymore. I think that was a storyline. Yeah, I don't think the nephew's living. I loved seeing those scenes with her nephew. Her nephew's adorable. But no, I don't think so. Rockcord, thank you so much for the super chat. Rockcord says, if I had a boo, it would be 7 to 10 times a week. We gonna be getting it in. I agree, but I also understand people have lives, people have things to do. Like me, look, I'm busy all day. Well, then after this, got Monday in. Okay, I get it. Look, but again, does that change in your relationships? It could over time. I just can't imagine. Does it wane? But what's her name? Has been in a relationship for 10 years, no, 20 years, and she says she's getting it in still. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for the super chat. Red Juice says, Quad wasn't being nice to them. She was patronizing them. There's a difference. She's always getting a pass. I mean, okay, I can see that. I can definitely see, but again, the cringe, patronizing, I get it. But at the same time, as a psychiatrist, you would think he'd be able to see through that. She was also very drunk. I'm not going to sit there and argue with a drunk person. Okay. And if you see someone is patronizing you, are you going to engage in that? And then when your wife tries to defend your honor, you start yelling at her? Like, Quad doesn't get a pass around here. I don't know if you're new here, Red Juice. Quad never gets a pass around here. But I felt like in that moment, yeah, Quad is drunk. Like, don't engage in that. If she was sober, okay, and if she had come at him in that way, okay. Jesse, thank you so much for the super chat. Jesse says, I missed your RHP live. Have to say that I know Jazzy. She was Miss Langston when I was a freshman in college at the Langston University, the only HBCU in Oklahoma. Really? Was she nice? Was she nice? I know people that know Jazzy. Mm-hmm. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Another one. Miss Esquire says, why do they coddle Dr. G? Because they don't want her. So a lot of people notice that the group coddles Dr. G. But Dr. G also feels like a big man baby. Doesn't he? The way he conducts himself, again, a psychiatrist. He feels like, even his voice, it's like a big man baby. His behavior, man baby. And that's why I said I felt like his relationship with Sweet Tea, I was like, they're perfect for each other. They're both weird. Sorry. Asawi, I love you. Can we move on? How do I change the subject? Squirrel. Oh, God. Oh, is he a Gemini too? Case closed.
Bling, bling. bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
Okay. All right. Oh, Logan says that this episode was very reminiscent of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I was just saying that. They kind of reminded me of Melody and Martell. Okay. All right. All right. Let me get back to my notes. So things blow up. Dr. G goes back to his room with Sweet Tea. He's mad at her for engaging, and she's just like, "I'm gonna speak my mind. Look, I'm gonna speak my mind." And she calls out his hypocrisy in her confessional. She's like, "How do you expect me to do one thing and you're doing the other?" No lies were detected. So he goes for a walk because he's so upset. And Sweet Tea meets up with Dr. Contessa and Toya, and she talks about that. And Toya points out, she's like, it seemed as if Dr. G was a little bothered. And Sweet Tea's like, no, he's not. Look, no, he's not. He's not bothered by it. He's moved on. And Toya's like, no, it don't feel that way. And he seemed like he was bothered. Oh, Dr. G's a Taurus? No, shut up. No.
What is this, honey?
No. Why?
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
You know? Mm-mm. Is he really? I told you, Tauruses on reality television have disappointed me tremendously, besides maybe like Candy. There's a lot of Tauruses on television. I'm like, really? Kim Zolciak, Destiny, Peyton from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Who else? There's some other ones I can't think of right at the moment. Quad. Quad's a Taurus. Oh my God. Anyways. Quad is a Taurus, high vibe. What is Sweet Tea's sign? What is her sign? Can you guys let me know? You know what, Christina? You're very disrespectful. Christina says he gives Taurus energy. You know what, Christina? Mods, mute Christina. I'm joking. Mute her. Remember that Bernie picture when he was sitting out there in the mittens? I love that picture. Okay, let me see. Hey, Chrissy. Chrissy says that walk felt like he was trying to avoid the escalating to the point that he allegedly did with Quad. He looked scary. I mean, if you know anything about Quad and Dr. G's relationship and the mugshots and the toxicity of that relationship, do we believe that's changed with him and Sweet Tea? I guess we see Sweet Tea giving him the business too. I mean, I wish him the best, but I didn't like how he tried to scream on Sweet Tea and embarrass her in front of this group. Right, Tanasta. Tanasta says Alexia from Real Housewives of Miami. Okay, we get it. All right. All right, we get it. Fine.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
Okay. All right. All right, let me drop the call link for our members before I forget. If you're a member of the channel, we're going to drop the call-in link on the community tab. Let me do that now. And if you're not subscribed, get subscribed to the channel. You're missing out. You're missing out on community posts. You're missing out on notifications. You're missing out on everything. Subscribe today to the Kempire YouTube channel. Shout out to I haven't checked the analytics in a long time, but the last time I checked, there are still quite a few of you that watch the content that you watch on like the Explorer page, but you're not subscribed. I think subscribing, look, I don't necessarily benefit from you subscribing. I benefit from you guys watching the videos, ad revenue. But I tell you to follow and turn on your notifications for those that don't want to miss out on things. Some of you hit me up and you're like, Kempire, did you see this? Did you report on this? And I'm like, yes, I did. I put out a lot of content. So turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on anything. Like yesterday, I was posting all kinds of short content in regards to the Grammys. You may have missed it. We don't just talk about housewives over here, for those that didn't know. You talk about everything in pop culture. And I am going to do a separate podcast, if I feel up to it this evening, to do a separate podcast episode talking about the fall of Diddy. I watched the documentary. There are things that I want to talk about. I meant to do it yesterday, but y'all saw I was busy. It is what it is, okay? Thank you, Yolissa. Thank you. Ulysses says we benefit. Look, I benefit as well in some shape or form, but that's not how we make money on YouTube. You make money from ad revenue, okay? But I say you benefit because if you're relying on the content by subscribing, you're notified. Sometimes it's also unreliable, but I'm posting other places so that you guys are told. Okay. Let me get back to this. So if you remember the channel, we just posted a call-in link for you. Live chat mods will decide how many likes we need to get from the live chat in order for me to drop the call-in link. Okay. All right. Let me continue in regards to this. So Dr. G ran off somewhere, probably to call one of his other chicks. I'm joking. Calm down. Where was Phaedra and her boyfriend? Ooh, where was she? Chandelian said, oh, that's a nice name. Chandelian says, I think he walked because he was embarrassed. You think? I don't know, but he kept on going off. I felt like he kept on making it worse than it needed to be. Sweet Tea didn't make it worse. He did. All right. Anyways, so they had their fight. He walks off. Toya and Contessa have the conversation with Sweet Tea, and Toya thinks that, she shares her thoughts on Dr. Gregory being upset. She's like, good, let him walk. Let him walk it off. Dr. Scott went to go check on him. All right. So then we have this other scene. This is the final scene where Heavenly and Jackie and their husbands are talking about what went down. And Dr. Damon Daddy is like, if I was in Greg's position, I would leave. How do you guys agree? If I was in Greg's position, I would leave. Okay. Foxy says that we should get to 900 likes. Oh, y'all being very generous this live. Foxy says if we get to 900 likes, I'll drop the call-in link for you guys. Okay. All right. 900 likes. I mean, we have 2,200 of you here. I'm not sure why we can't get to 2,000, but okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right. It's fine. All right. We already have quite a few members backstage that want to share their thoughts. Look, I thought this was a good week, a good episode of Married to Medicine. As you know, it's been a little bit of a struggle this season, and I'm hoping that next season with Phaedra gone and maybe Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea has alluded that she's not sure if she's going to return. I even posted on X that Sweet Tea, did an interview recently, and she was talking about what she meant that Quad might miss her life with Dr. G. She alluded that Quad had reached out to Dr. G, not sure when, and had asked him for something, and he denied her. Again, she's getting this information secondhand. She's getting this information from Dr. G. Who knows if that's even true? Do you guys want to see Sweet Tea return? Like, I don't mind Sweet Tea. When I say Sweet Tea, I especially this season, I don't really care. And I really don't care for Dr. G. And as you saw with the preview, the mid-season trailer, it's going to go down between King and Dr. G physically. But I've told you, I feel like, Dr. G's a gaslighter, but I also feel like Quad has been gaslighting and pouring the gas on the situation with King. And it leads up to this physical situation that leads up to a restraining order. I don't know. Something legal happens. All right. Let me say thank you. We had quite a few super chats and oh damn, the backstage is full, y'all. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get to. If we get to 900 likes, I will drop the call-in link for you guys to call in. But I'm getting off of here at 6 o'clock regardless. Okay. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says G did not need T arguing with the love of his. Nicole. Nicole says G, Dr. Gregory, did not need Sweet Tea arguing with the love of his life. Oh, damn. You say it like that. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Alex has a sweet face. Hey, Alex. Alex says, reminder that Quad's nephew passed away. No, the nephew didn't pass away. The niece passed away. Yeah, this was a different relative. It wasn't the nephew. Remember, we saw the nephew on the show. It was her niece that passed away. It was the niece. Yeah. I reported on that story. C. Evans, thank you so much for the super chat. C. Evans says, Kempire, you are good and messy today. I'm cackling. What'd I say?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Did y'all see Taylor Swift getting down at the Grammys? She seems like a good old time. Anytime she's at these award shows, she's just having a good time. Good for her. To have the success that she has, at least she's trying to get out there and have fun and be normal. Brandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Brandy says Sweet Tea seems like she could be related to Fantana from The Young, Famous, and African. Brandy, I can see it. Nicole, thank you so much for another super chat. Nicole says, didn't Quad allegedly come at G with a knife? They both contributed to the toxic marriage. The way Quad acts, you can clearly see she is still toxic. No, this is why I said the marriage was toxic. But she also talked about how he held her down. So we don't know. I mean, they both got arrested for DV, if I recall correctly. Remember? So it was a toxic situation. And do I see Quad possibly being toxic? Yeah. She's gaslighting her current man to be upset with her old man. Belle says, Kempire, Gemini must have done you wrong because Geminis are always catching the strays. Belle, are you a Gemini? Because the Geminis and the Scorpios recently are in your feelings. There is no way y'all could be that sensitive. Do you see how I drag Virgos and Cancers and Pisces? And the Geminis are real sensitive today? Calm down. Okay. Calm down. Okay. Moving on. Yeah. J-Spot says that Quad's brother Mason's dad passed away. Yeah. Bring back Mason. Mason was so adorable. I do think that Quad would be open to having kids. She seems very motherly. I think she just did not want to have kids with Dr. G. All right, let me get to the callers. Let me put in my disclaimer. Reminder, guys, don't forget our sponsor today. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. More information on how you can get roses that will last you at least a year, Rose Forever, and our discount code is available in the description. And don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to the Green Room 42 Friday, February 21st, and there is a live stream option. Ticket information is available in the description. All right, let me put up our disclaimer for our callers. Callers, please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone. Our members are lined up backstage. Like, I feel like the backstage is full right now. All right. You know what, Piggy P? Look, Piggy P says, is gaslighting a Taurus trait? Joking, or am I? Block. Put her on timeout. I'm joking. All right, let's get to the callers. Look. Miss Esquire's first backstage. Miss Esquire, what's going on?
So you know that means I have a lot to say because I tapped that link so quickly. Here's the thing. We really gonna pretend like Dr. G and Sweet Tea didn't come on here all last season to antagonize Quad and that the rest of the cast just played along with it, even though this woman is an OG on this show and they played in her face all season with this girl and this boy. And now that she got a little bit of something to say back, it's a problem.
Mm.
I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And listen, I'm never gonna forget that she made credible allegations that man put his hands on her, ever. So if Sweet Tea and Dr. G want to ride off in a Mini Cooper into the sunset, that's their business. They can go on away from the show. We don't need them. But I cannot believe people got me defend the Quad.
I just
I
said
really
that.
can't. It's such an uncomfortable position to be in. But I'm like, she is giving what she has gotten. Like, if y'all want to be on this show and y'all want to be in this friend group, then you're going to have to see this woman be in a whole nother relationship, be happy about it, fool la la around in your face, the same way y'all did last season. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yep.
So that's all I got to say.
All right, Miss Esquire, thank you for calling in.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, and she did that in a minute. Okay. Laurel's backstage. We're going to bring Laurel up next. Laurel, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So I completely agree with Miss Esquire. Um, okay. So I had a situation where I had to end a relationship and the person was abusive, like how Dr. Gregory is. And what's
Mm.
kind of triggering to me watching this is
Oh.
that this man basically stalked me for over 3 years. I ended up like leaving the country, changing like my address, like all kinds of stuff. Had to like get rid of my car. It was like a whole long story. So I just kind of see a lot of what Dr. G is doing to her and what happened to me. Like this
Oh,
man
wow.
basically followed her to her workplace after years of like not, I guess, being at the same company, Bravo, he
Mm-hmm.
follows her to her workplace, brings his new flunky to taunt her, and now that she's basically retaliating, people are acting like, oh, I don't know why she's acting like this. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous to me. And I'm not saying that she's right for, getting tipsy boots and acting like that. I think she does need to go to therapy. But these people have antagonized her for 2 years. I mean, like, what do you expect? You know?
When you put it
And
like that, I'm like, OMG, you're right.
yeah, these are like classic traits of an abuser. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess people who haven't been in like these type of situations, they wouldn't notice it. And just last thing I want to say, um, I do agree that Qua would be a great mother, but can you just imagine the long monologues that she would give lecturing a kid? I feel so bad for that future baby having to listen to a 3 hour.
Look, our parents gave us monologues too, so serve the
Thank you,
kids right.
Kempire.
Take care, Laurel.
Bye.
Bye. First of all, Laurel, you need to call back in for the dating night to tell us more about that situation. Only if you want to. I don't want you to repeat anything that's triggering. But I was like, but when she puts it that way, her ex comes back to her workplace, i.e., married to medicine. I said, wait a minute, Laurel. I look at the situation. This is why I like callers, because then my twerking on the fence changes. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Tyler's backstage. Tyler, where were you earlier? Did you call in?
I didn't want to talk about dog poop. I was getting my nails done. But let me say this though, in all sincerity, I have to stand up for my fellow Memphis sister. I will say this, Quad gets on my last nerve, but I completely understand where Quad is coming from because it's like I let y'all have y'all fun last year. And if her and King are in a real relationship, which I think they are, I did not bring my man on this show, but two things are going on. I think Dr. G does not want Quad. He wanted her life to be miserable without him.
Yeah.
And the fact that Quad has prospered beyond him irritates him. And also, I feel that Quad is there is room for her to be like, Sweet Tea, why are you here? Because Sweet Tea, you've thrown unnecessary shade as well.
Mm.
I truly believe that. But I feel like Quad should be mad at those ladies and express. I would be more so, why did y'all bring this B here? All of y'all know what Dr. G did to me. Why is he here? And I would make them sit and eat in that. Miss Jackie, Miss Heavenly, Miss Simone, because Toya was not the main girl who did that. Toya just sat there and put it in your face. But Simone, Jackie, and Heavenly were the Simone, Jackie, and Heavenly were the girls that brought her there. And I feel like Quad needs to give those mean girls the business, Jackie and her ugly glasses. That's where the problem comes in at. And it's being for real. You because they broke girl code. Because none of them would if Quad brought Curtis's mistress on there, just imagine that. If Quad brought Tammy on there, imagine that. Those girls are jealous. I hate to say it, Quad has a point. Quad, in their eyes, is not as esteemed as them, and she should not have or step in the same caliber as them. They are jealous, mean girls. And when you break it down, they are. Toya was never jealous of Quad. Toya just wanted Quad to come down to earth. Quad, that's the problem. Those other girls are jealous because they think that no woman that did not do schooling and things like them should have anything that they have, and that is facts. But that's all.
Okay. Thanks, Tyler. All right. We have Winter backstage. We're going to bring Winter up next. Winter, what did you want to share in regards to Married to Medicine?
Okay, so for me, I feel like I can't unsee that Quad really is just trying to keep her job. Like, you just
Yeah.
come on, we can't, you really didn't have no connection. Like, there was no friendship last season. We saw that straight up. So right now, I feel like she's working overtime to like really get back in the group. And what she was doing, like, don't get me wrong, I'm on nobody's side, not Greg's side, not her side, but what you were doing was kind of distasteful. Like, it's like, grow up. Like, you seemed a little pressed to be sitting right next to him.
Mm.
If I was Sweet Tea, I would have went off on her. I don't care what Gregory said. Did you see Contessa's outfit? She just fails us time after time. Like, why do you have to dress like this? You have money, get a stylist. Phaedra, we saw your rented boyfriend. Like, you could tell she definitely bought him. Like, but it all goes back to this is why I like Toya. She's a true Aries. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like she stands up for what's right and she just says what it is. She doesn't like, I never feel like she was a hater on anyone. I feel like Toya just speaks on what she believes is right and wrong at that moment. And those sex lives are, it was just so sad. I was like, wow, this is what marriage does. You know how I feel about a sex life, but all right,
We
I'll
talked
catch
about
you
it
on
on
Friday with
Friday.
that one.
Thanks, Winter. Winter called in on our Friday live and she shared some details. I was like, I love how you guys are so open and transparent. All right, Rasani's backstage. We're going to bring Rasani up, but before we do that, reminder to the callers. Rasani, I had to do it.
I was just waiting for it. I was just
I
waiting
was
for
just
it.
joking because I know you were waiting for it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and keep it short, for real, for real.
Mhm.
Yeah, all your Tauruses, they shame you, so you need to just drag yourself every week, every day.
Nope, we're great.
Love you. Also, okay, so with Quad, it was very cringy, right?
Yeah.
This is why I kind of feel like her and King, their relationship is fake.
Mm.
I'm Jamaican. I know Jamaican men. No Jamaican man is going to sit there and have their woman talk to their ex like that, like I'm not sitting there. He would have gotten up and be pissy and have an attitude, and all hell would have broken loose with her because now she is embarrassing him. Just to put, I'm not on any of them side because I think both of them are toxic. Just to play devil's advocate, disagreeing with what you said about Dr. G being a psychiatrist.
Mhm.
Yes, he is, but he's also human and he has
I
feelings.
said that too, Rasani.
I was late for both lives today. I don't know why. I'm gonna call him, but I'm late. But either which way, so I'll give him grace with that.
Okay.
And I don't know, can you get in the mixer because I really, really love it. Whitney, that was what my super chat was about. Whitney's confessional about Meredith being the advocate for all the sluts of America.
Yeah.
That's what that was in reference to.
Oh, I was like, oh, okay. All right,
Okay,
Rasani.
bye.
Take care.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too. I just want to highlight this comment because I thought this was. I'm gonna unban this. I just banned someone, y'all, but I'm gonna unban this person. Let me unban them just so she can see my response. Diamond Eyes decided to come in our live chat this afternoon, this evening, and say, Empire, I guess she meant Kempire, probably autocorrect, is so biased and fake. Oh my God. Oh, so biased. Girl, it ain't that serious. First of all, this is a reality TV show. This is commentary. This is not CNN. This is not somewhere where we need to be go see everyone's side, even though we do. But whoever sent you, go back to them. Now go back to being banned. Anyways. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. Y'all met the right one. Just because I don't give fever to every single person, because not all of you deserve it, but I randomly saw that. And I said, I just wanted to respond to the stupidity. You're watching a review. This is not CNN. I know I deliver like CNN, but this ain't CNN. Have several seats. Anna says Sweet Tea's birthday is June 20th, so she is a Gemini. Explains a lot. No, I'm playing. IRY East, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. And IRYE also says, as of today, I became a member. I need to call in. Did you? Look, did you? I posted the link on the community tab. Okay. Nelly, thank you so much for the super chat. Nelly says, I think Dr. D should have left, as Quad is a trigger for him. That's exactly what Dr. Damon said. So you agree with Dr. Damon. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Esquire says they couldn't even go to the place Curtis cheated without it being a problem. Right? Love my kids. Thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate your support. SK, thank you so much for the super chat. SK says, Contessa just always looks cheap. I don't know why. And she has a big, beautiful home too. Like, I don't know. You look, not everyone's great with like we talk about this with Garcelle too on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so it is what it is. Uh, all right. Oh, Jay says FIFA is a tourist trait, by the way. Joe Kempire. Go get banned too, Jay. Don't play it. It takes a lot to get banned here. And honestly, I wasn't going to ban her. I was just like, why are you coming in here with stupidity? Miss Esquire says, this is KNN. You can leave. Where's my you can leave?
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
All right. Anyways, y'all, I told y'all 2025 is my villain era. Keep testing me. All right, Wendy's backstage. We're going to bring Wendy up next. All right, let me drop the call link for the general audience. Everyone's got to be quick, though, because I got things to do. And if you feel like you can call in, Miss Fee, oh, she's banned. She can't. Anyways, Wendy, we're going to bring up next. Wendy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Okay, so I did not watch the episode because I have training, so I gotta watch it. But I do have a funny quick story for you. 2005, I was heavily pregnant. My 94-year-old grandfather was having a argument with my step grandmother. Okay, this 94-year-old man was mad at her because she stopped giving him sex. He said, I may not be able to move it, but I still know how to stick it in. So that's what I wanted to tell you.
That's going to be me.
All right. Have a blessed day.
You
Bye.
too, Wendy. Bye. I appreciate the levity of that conversation. Okay, Hayat is backstage. She's going to call. Wait, hold on. Hayat, there you go. Hayat, what's going on? Hayat. I can't hear you, Hayat. Hayat, drop out and call back in and I'll bring you back up. Sometimes that happens. I don't know what. That's happening a lot lately. O'Shea's backstage. We're going to bring O'Shea up next. O'Shea, what time is it in South Africa?
It's 12:30. It's not too
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. What's going on, O'Shea?
Yeah, I just wanted to say with regards to Quad, I think too many people cannot remove their personal feelings about disliking Quad and the situation with Dr. G. Because yes, they are both toxic, but when it comes to the situation, with the DV, there's a very clear power dynamic and size difference between the two of them. And a lot of people ignore that, no matter how difficult, whatever also Quad may be, that situation still does exist. But also Quad, these same people who you said were glorious women last week, you see how they did you this week. You don't like to learn your lesson with the group. You really don't. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, O'Shea. Have a good night. Ooh. Okay. Oh, backstage just filled up. All right, let me bring Hayat back up. Hold on, Hayat. Hold on. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can.
Ooh, Kempire, I was dying. Your callers are killing me today. Ooh.
They had lots to say.
Not granddaddy, I'm done.
I'm like, ooh.
You know what? Honestly, I really felt for Quad here because I really realized how fake these women are. How they really put her in a weird situation.
Yep.
And Sweet Tea, honestly, you're begging for it. Like, when Quad said you want to beat me, did she actually lie? Like, she lives in her house with her furnishings that we've learned at this point. She's applied for the same job, joined our community. She's gonna forever be in her shadow. I bet you every time Dr. G eats one of her like chicken legs or something, he's like thinking, Qua would have done this or Qua would have done that.
That's
Just
creepy.
saying. Just saying. I heard Quad is a really good cook. That's what I heard.
No, I mean, yeah, she was giving it away at the what was it, the charity event, the Met Gala.
Right? Yeah. But also, I don't remember Dr. Contessa being this horrible of a dresser before. Is this like something this year?
That's a good question.
It didn't stick out for me before, so that was all of it. But this is like actually a pretty good episode. It kind of feels like it's done though, right? The season.
Yeah, and that was just the mid-season trailer.
Okay. Never mind.
I think we're gonna get a lot of content from this trip, though.
Okay, good. And also, I heard Dr. G put a little arrest warrant against this guy.
That's the hint. So something legal happens.
But he ran up on him first. But anyways, okay, all right.
All right, Hud. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, April's backstage. We're gonna bring April up next. April, what did you want to share?
Good evening, and about the person that you banned about the Empire, speak into existence because the Kempire is global. We are worldwide, like Candy said. Okay, I'm worldwide. I'm international.
Yeah.
So I agree. with everything that everyone has said, especially Miss Esquire, about when they went on that trip where the mistress was, that was a big deal. So the why wouldn't it be the same for Quad, King, and Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg?
Mm.
And I was trying to look up his sign about, being Taurus, and it brought up his business, and he has a 3.3 rating. I said, "Ooh, yeah, that's what I said." And I that's what I said. I said, "I'm not going there." And I just think it's just very strange how no one is trying to see it from her side, because he is a gaslighter. And even though I don't like Sweet Tea, I would too speak up for myself if you were talking smack to me, because I'm the type of person, I have to be intoxicated to deal with another intoxicated person, because if I'm
Mm.
not, then I'm just going to just snap on you.
Mm.
And it was a good episode. And Dr. G ran up on that man. So if you don't have hands, why you run it up? Stay in your place, Ninja Turtle. But that's all I have. Enjoy your evening,
You
Campfire.
too, April.
Bye.
Bye. Not Ninja Turtle. Hey, Angie. Angie says we love Kempire and St. Thomas Virgin Islands. You know, I've never been. I might have to do like a little like cruise this year, just to kind of hit some of the islands that I haven't been to. All right. Let me just say thank you. We had another super chat. Jocelyn, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Jocelyn, also called Jocelyn. I was listening back to our podcast that we did where you called in and shared. And I was like, oh, Jocelyn, I can't wait for an update. Like, good news. It's coming. It's coming. Jocelyn says, I've been celibate since. Damn, Jocelyn. She says, I've been celibate since my divorce in 2016. When I get my new man, I'm going to make up for missing time. And if you missed the dating live that we did with everyone calling in, Jocelyn talked more about her relationship and talked about dating and things like that. So that's okay, Jocelyn. I love the transparency. Whew, okay. Let me just bring this back down and let me get to the call. So Lee's backstage. We're going to bring Lee up next. Lee, what did you want to share?
Hey, how are you?
Well, how are you?
And if you guys tuned into the dating live, you would know why I don't deal with Taurus men, i.e. why. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But honestly, I said it last year. I just don't agree with Sweet Tea coming on the show. She really did not need to do this. Like, it is just such a it's like an invasion of territory in a way, and you won't be able to make a name for yourself. If Quad was off the show and then maybe like 2 years after you and Greg got married, then I could say like, okay, maybe, go on the show. But coming on the show when you guys weren't even married yet, it gives press. It really does. That's what I have to say about that. Quad was drunk, but they engaged way too much. She should not have said, "Oh, I'm gonna throw you a baby shower." If my ex wife, if my ex husband's wife, wait, how am I trying to say this? If my partner, if my ex wife, if my partner's ex wife told me she's gonna throw me a baby shower, I would look to my husband and be like, "Yeah, girl, okay." Like, like I'm not gonna go back and forth with her about something I have no recollection in. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or make it pillow talk. It should be pillow talk.
Right. Exactly. But that's all I had to say. Oh, and Contessa has not aged. Remember they threw throwback pictures in from when they first started dating in 20
Oh, yeah.
in 03. Yeah. She has not aged. She's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Lee. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Miss Brooklyn Diamond's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Miss Brooklyn, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire and everybody.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, in Contessa's defense, she was told it was a pool party, so that's why she was dressed up.
Good point. Yes.
I put all of this at Hellish Lee's feet. One, because yes, Phaedra brought a fake boyfriend, but who wouldn't bring a fake boyfriend after somebody told you they're gonna bring your ex-husband, who has no business being on the show whatsoever, to this couples retreat? Like that was shady and had nothing to do with it.
Good
Second,
point.
why would you put Quad and her boyfriend in front of her ex-husband and his wife, who y'all know they don't get along? They don't get along, so why would you set that up? I'm not a fan of anybody. Everybody's got their faults, but for everybody saying that, Sweet Tea and Gregory are wrong for coming on the show, I think a lot of people forget that the guys had said this whole time they have maintained a friendship with Dr. G. During this whole time, they have maintained a friendship with Dr. G. Quad has not maintained a friendship with the women. So it's almost like for 8 weeks out of a year, everybody turns their back on Dr. G and like, oh, we can't be your friend because your wife is coming along. But for the other 10 months of the year, oh, they're hanging out with him, they're being friendly with him and all of that. Also, Quad wasn't coming back last year. Remember, they signed Gregory and Sweet Tea prior to Quad signing on to the contract. So there was a whole expectation that Quad wasn't coming back, and that's why they brought Gregory and Sweet Tea on.
Yep.
Not that anything was right, but there's a whole lot more to the story than people are remembering. And quite frankly, Quad started that whole mess, but it was started because Hellishly set that whole thing up.
And production.
And production.
Thank you, Miss Brooklyn. Take care. I mean, this is why, again, why I love when you guys call in, because you do put things in perspective. And this is why I find it hilarious when people say that the channel is biased. No, I have you guys call in and share your thoughts too. And then I shift and I'm like, oh, well, I never thought about it that way. All right. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring Miss Bernice up next. Hold on. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, what up, though, everybody? How you doing, Kempire?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. Yes, I agree with the caller who just said that, because Beelzebub set up them chairs, and she purposely put them in proximity to each other. Quad hasn't got over this, obviously, and until she get a healing, she had the death of her marriage, she had the death of her brother, she had the death of her niece. She's an open sore. And until she is healed, she's not going to be good to anyone. And her chaperone that's supposed to be her man, you wasn't looking all that great either, because you're going to get into it with Greg next week, but it falls on what Quad did this week, because she stirred the pot.
Yes, she's been doing that.
And she was pushing buttons, and Greg was trying to stay calm. And I give him props, because this had turned into another Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. It got so toxic in a relationship that you didn't belong with each other, but you kept together. And that's what G and Quad did. Y'all abused each other, one way or the other. And so now it's moved on to the show. And that's not a good look. Because she hasn't healed. And until she healed, she's not going to be good for anybody. So you're putting on this facade, another mask that you done put on your face. Okay? But other than that, it was all right.
Okay. Miss Bernice?
Yeah.
I got one last thing to say.
Okay.
Shaba. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
I was like, wait a minute. Shaba catches strays. All right. Mel's backstage. Going to bring Mel up next. Hey, Mel, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Listen, I'm loving these callers. You know what? I think I'm agreeing with the callers, because for me, I feel like Quad was punished by the dentist and the 2 doctors. She was punished last year by these women. They engaged in a friendship with G and his new wife, because they wanted to send a message to her, because every time she seems to have her own friendships or own projects, they get insecure and they start punishing her. Okay, so now my issue with Dr. G and Quad is that I wish they were smarter to clock the people on the show for stirring up these problems. Quad didn't really have any issue with Sweet Tea. Quad has had battles with women on the show where the shade was deep and real. That shade has never been that real with Sweet Tea. Never. It's been adolescence, not been that deep. So for them to have this deep thing, like they've known each other for 12 years, like she did with Mariah, that is not, that's fake. The thing is, the doctors, the 2 and the dentists, they don't want to stir the pot. So I wish that Dr. G would apologize to his wife and say, "Listen, I'm sorry that I allowed these women to trick you to come onto this program and to use our relationship and our marriage for a storyline. And I'm sorry that I'm not sort of over this situation. I have made some terrible mistakes in my last marriage, and I have to own that." And Quad should say, "You know what? Of course, okay, of course I'm over this over Dr. G, but I'm not over the fact that my friends betrayed me by dealing with this man who I have a very controversial thing about. I blame the doctor, the two doctors and the dentist. They the one that stirred it up, and I wish that Quad and Dr. G would be smart enough to say, we don't love each other currently, but we cannot let this toxic stuff go on. We don't have no beef. If they were on the show, they would totally ignore each other. They would not have any interaction like you're supposed to when you're divorced.
Yeah.
This is fate to me. It's like, what the hell? Like, oh my gosh, it's getting too messy for me. So yeah, I blame the two doctors, the dentist, and Quad and Dr. G for being stupid. They stupid to be manipulated by these women. Quad was a domestic violence, a victim in that marriage. That's what she said. That's terrible. Dr. G was the man in that situation.
Yeah.
But I think that for him to come on the show and not protect his current wife from the manipulation is stupid too.
Okay.
Like it's just so crazy to me. Crazy. But anyway, that's all I have to say. And you know what? I like the dating show you did before. I'm looking forward to the next one. It's really, I like that.
Thanks for being a part, Mel. Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Kai says, also, I believe women, the way Gregory was talking to Arnold Parma this episode tells me, this episode tells me everything I need to know. Okay. Let me get to the rest of these calls because I have to get off of here by 6 o'clock, y'all. Let me bring up Jasmine next. Jasmine, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. I just wanted to say a special message to Quad. Girl, don't you ever put me in a position to where I can see where Dr. G is coming from. I am so mad at her for that. Because for a minute, when she was taking her digs at him, I was like, now come on, girl. Now, why are you doing that? That's unnecessary. He's sitting there being quiet from what we saw. Leave that man alone. But then it blew up. And to me, that's kind of what she wanted, because I'm just remembering how she kept asking King if he was going to have a problem, in last week's episode, and I think a previous episode. So I get it. I understand the whole DV situation, but also Quad's not innocent to me personally, the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And I'm still mad that she made me side with Dr. G, even if it was for 5 minutes. I can't believe her.
And I was
okay.
And look, and I was mad that Sweet Tea had me defending Quad on Twitter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, girl. Stop. Don't put us in this position. I also have, oh my God, 2 minutes. Okay, I also just want to say really quick, the new doctor, the lady, I want to see more of her, but I want her to clock out of work. Like, you don't need to be the therapist. Just come be yourself. I like her husband. I think I would like her too, but I just need her to just relax.
I know.
Just be yourself.
I can appreciate it though, because she definitely gives more psychiatrist than Dr. G.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, Jasmine. Oh, sorry. And just a reminder, guys, what we see of these people isn't what they want us to see. It's what production wants us to see. It's what the network chooses for us to see. So for all we know, she's shown a whole other side that they're not sharing. So I'm giving Dr. Mimi grace, but I hear where Jasmine's coming from. All right, Love Calm Peace, we're going to bring up next. Love Calm Peace, what did you want to share?
Hello, Kempire. Hello, chat.
Hey.
So I just wanted to say, like, I get what everybody is saying about Quad, but I just can't get past the fact that, like, for me, if I was King, I would definitely be side-eyeing Quad, because why do you have this much energy and this much commentary for your ex-husband that you keep saying that you are over? And he has asked her that a couple of times, like, are you bothered by that and this, that, and the other? So I feel like any real man would not have even let her continue on the path that she was on, because it was just, from what they edited, it just seemed unnecessary. And I saw that she was on Twitter saying, like, it was, choppy or whatever. But even if it was choppy, they can't produce something that you did not do. So you still did all of that. It just seemed like she has been picking with Sweet Tea since she got on the show. And it's like she said that, she congratulated, she was happy for him. But to me, I just feel like her actions are showing something different.
Okay. Thank you, Love Calm Peace. Take care.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I will say this so I can get to the next callers. They can kind of chop and screw and add your voice and scenes and think. Yeah, go check those reality TV contracts. Anyways, Bap, we're gonna bring up next. Bap, what's going on? What did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hey, I think overall it's kind of unrealistic for people to expect for them to not have that type of energy towards each other. It was a toxic marriage. It ended nastily. They're forced to be in close proximity with each other, and so at some point it was gonna blow up. It was inevitable, and I think they both invited that type of energy. I think Greg and Sweet Tea both did, because Sweet Tea was making like side comments towards what Quad was saying before Quad even said anything to her, and Quad, invited that energy towards them. There was nobody innocent in that situation. But the biggest thing that I wanted to say, and this is just kind of being silly, everybody wanted to know what Quad did to get that car, but then they were all acting so shocked when she said they did. They have relations every 15 times a week.
Yeah,
maybe that's what they need to be doing if they want a nice car. That's it.
Thank you for calling in. Take care. Good point. All right, we're going to bring up Storm next. Hold on, Storm. Storm, what's going on? Storm, you're muted.
Hello.
Hey,
Can
what's
you
going
hear
on?
me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So, I just had a couple things to say. First of all, I think this episode should have been called "She Don't Get It," because Sweet Tea just don't get it. I like, oh God, she don't get it. Listen, Greg was sitting there shaking his leg so hard, and he was trying to be calm, and Quad was talking cash, money, crap. I was tickled, and he was really trying to be cool. And Sweet Tea was like, "Oh, I don't think he's upset about Quad." Girl, Toya was like, "Oh, did you not see what happened?" I don't think she saw it, Kempire.
Yeah.
Did she not see? Like, she don't get it.
She don't want to
Somebody
see
needs
it.
to take her. No. Somebody needs to take her aside and say, "Baby, you are kind, you are smart, and you are important, and you do not have to put up with this." No, there is no way I would have allowed another woman to sit there and make me look crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
All right, Storm.
Because my man is clearly still in love with her.
All right, Storm.
There's just no way.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, I'm trying to get to all the callers, guys. I'm really good about getting to all of the callers. So let me bring up our next guest. DM, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine's latest episode?
Okay, I'll try to make it quick. So I think Quad knew what to poke with Dr. Greg, but the way that Dr. Greg spoke to Arnold Palmer, that was messy. Whoever commented that, but if you look back on it, see how small she got. It reminded me of my first husband. I was like, oh, Sweet Tea, you might need a second one, because for a therapist, he should learn how to respect his wife in all capacities. And if your ex-wife triggers you that much, maybe you need to take your own kind of counseling and figure out how to calm down for that situation. But that's all I have, because
thank you, DM.
That was a mess. All right, bye.
Take care. Bye. All right, I love it when you keep it short. All right, Kathy's backstage. We're gonna bring Kathy up next. Kathy, what did you want to share? Kathy, you're muted. Kathy. Uh-oh, I can't hear you, Kathy. You might have to drop out and call back in. Do it quickly. Drop out and call back in. Eli's backstage. Eli, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
If you got
Eli?
Hey, I just wanted to, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I just wanted to share and say that I think it's obvious that Sweet Tea and Gregory are clearly bothered. And to me, I feel like Gregory was already bothered before Quad even spoke up, and before Quad even said anything to them, you could see him fuming. So my thing is, we can't act like Quad was the one who supposedly antagonized Mickey Mouse because he was fuming before she even started talking. So it's like, my thing is that we can't. And now what I will say, with the way he behaved this week, my question is this though: did Heavenly lie? You know what I'm saying? Did Heavenly lie? Because, you know what I mean? We all get mad at Heavenly for saying things, but I feel like sometimes she just says things that nobody else wants to say, because look at how he acted today. So he can't get mad when people say stuff when he's acting the way he's acting on this TV show. And not only that, you have Sour Tea pressed about Quad. Like, she can say Quad is jealous, but she's the one in the media talking all this mess saying that Quad is jealous of her. While Quad, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think they need to leave. I think they need to live their life happy, their delusion happy off the show, because they can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Quad was right, but my thing is, you know, and then everybody's babying Dr. G. And my question is this: we can't baby Heavenly, but they can baby Dr. G. I feel like it's just unfair.
All right, Eli. You must be one of the what did she call y'all over there? Heavenlies? I forgot what she calls her fans. My sweet babies. Okay. Thanks, Eli. Bye. All right, Kai's backstage. Kai, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
I really just came on here to say not too much on my soror, okay? Everybody get up off Miss Quad, okay?
Oh.
Because y'all know I love my Scorpio sister Heavenly, but she made these questions and they had the open bar. They knew exactly what was going to happen, and I thank them for that entertainment today. I do think we have to remember Greg didn't want to go on this trip to begin with. If he was over it, why was he pressed before they even got on the plane? I would be upset too, okay? If I saw King, with my ex-wife, he looks good. And I just can't with Arnold Palmer. I think that they need to go. I think it's very telling if you would speak to your wife like that, not only in front of your friends, but on camera. I can only imagine how he speaks to her at home and how he probably spoke to Quad. Like, he's too comfortable being that abrasive in front of people, knowing that it's going to be televised. So we have to call a spade.
Okay. All right, Kai. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. And keeping it short. I love it. All right. Okay, so final thoughts. I have to say, finally, we had an episode that was worth talking about, and I was excited to talk about it with you guys, but we always make it a good time, regardless. Shout out to everyone that called in. Thank you guys so much for all of the super chats. We appreciate the support. Lincoln says, Kempire of the Seas, let's do a podcast cruise. I would like to. Eventually, I think we will. Someone reached out in regards to something like that, so stay tuned. Ms. Parker, thank you so much for the super chat. Ms. Parker says, I feel like the production placed these people in the seats that they were in. If we recall, Cecil said that Heavenly had nothing to do with the drama. Yeah, we have to remember, we're watching a reality show. We know what the producers were doing. So, yes, I'm not going to put that all on Heavenly. Temmie, thank you so much for the super chat. Temmie says, at the end of the day, they are real people with real feelings put in inorganic moments. No one is perfect or will have a perfect response. True. But you have to remember, Dr. Gregory's also not new to reality television, and he's a psychiatrist. And again, I said he's human. However, I feel like in those moments, you really could handle yourself better. Danielle, thank you for the super chat. Danielle says, they both need healing, in my opinion. She still dislikes him for the way he treated her, and Greg's a hater. But let's be real, she never wanted that man, in my opinion. Well, then there's that. King Jones, thank you so much for the super chat. King Jones says, Heavenly always said that she brought Sweet Tea to save Quad's job because they weren't bringing her back last season. I don't know if she said it like that, but she did say that she encouraged Sweet Tea to be a part of the show. She was one of the people to encourage Sweet Tea to do the show. I don't know if she did that in order to save Quad's job. Maybe, but here we are. Look, here we are. Again, thank you guys so much for the super chats, the VENMOs, the Cash Apps, the PayPals, all of that we appreciate. But you can also support the channel just by liking today's video. Thank you to our King's Guards, our channel members, our subscribers, and for those watching in the bushes, we appreciate you as well. It's okay. And if you're not subscribed and turn on your notifications. Don't forget, guys, to check out everything that you missed last week and already this week. Already we're live yesterday for Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you missed that recap, be sure to check that out. Asawi. I love you. And again, if you haven't already, thank you guys already for over 1,000 likes. But if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. I will see you all in the next one, okay? And I'm going to work on that podcast special. So make sure you subscribe to the Kempire podcast. And don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to New York City on Friday, February 21st. Get your tickets today. And there is a live stream option available as well. All right, y'all. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Here we go now.